Larry Flowers, retired state fire marshal, a retired fire chief, and former member of the Ohio legislature. And currently I'm on the board of directors for the Central Ohio Fire Museum. Sure. Well, my memory of it is it was a time when EMS was drastically changing. And nationally, they wanted to make sure that they were really making the services that we provided valid, and professionalism, I think, was a word that I remember hearing a lot about from Rocco Mirando. And so there was a lot of excitement about it amongst at least the volunteer EMS that I was involved in at the time. And it was something we looked forward to, something we worked hard for, something that we studied very hard for to take that National Registry test. It used to be just an opportunity where you would pick up someone and put oxygen on them and transport them to the hospital with very little other type of care. And the EMT programs were growing, the training was advancing, the hours of training was increasing, which was challenging for a lot of volunteer departments especially. But I think in retrospect it did so much for raising the professionalism of EMS in Ohio as I experienced it, and really opened the door for advanced opportunities such as advanced EMTA and then on the paramedic service that we've talked about a little bit, because the paramedic service really grew, especially in Central Ohio. There was a lot of anxiety, I think, between the fire service and the medical communities for probably a few years. But with the wisdom of a lot of the medical directors and a lot of wisdom of the fire service leaders at the time, they started getting us together. They had paramedics working side by side with nurses. They had nurses working side by side with paramedics. And I think over a period of time that relationship was strengthened and the trust was built between the medical community and the fire service. And that still remains high today. It was something that was on your resume. It was something that you shared with other people, something you encouraged your volunteer crew or your firefighters and friends that you knew. We encouraged them to take the National Registry, to prepare for it, and take that and get that certification under the belt. Because we knew it was important for us. We saw the improvement that we had with patient care, and we wanted to share that experience with other people. Probably in the mid 70s when we started getting some ladies from the community that really wanted to be a part of EMS. Many of them really didn't have a lot of desire to be firefighters, but they wanted to be at least have a part in the EMS. So you saw programs pop up, and these were ladies that were in the community that were home during the day when the spouses were working. And so they were available. So communities would train those female members to the same level as the firefighters. Now, many of them started out as EMS members, then realized they really enjoyed the whole first responder scheme, and then often I went to fire training after EMS. Well, I think the National Registry just challenged all of us. In the whole world of professionalism, and we were always looking for new ways of doing things. We were always looking for the latest piece of technology, the latest piece of equipment. So I think the National Registry as a whole just continued to challenge us to make sure that we were doing everything we could educationally, and that we continued to upgrade equipment to give the best possible service. Well, I think that collaboration started when the National Registry was created, when those 11 national associations all sat down together and decided we needed to do something. And that was from several different disciplines, the ambulance, the EMS, the law enforcement. There was just a lot of different disciplines that brought that together. And I think that cooperation continued and continues today, the collaboration of all those agencies working together. It allows for quicker response from the time of the call through people arriving on the scene. It allows for coordination of different agencies working together. whether it be law enforcement, or the fire, the rescue, the EMS, the ambulance, air medical teams certainly become a part of that system. And the fact that they were able to work together, communicate with each other was important, just made a big difference in patient outcome. Well, Rocco Mirando was the right guy for the right time. He just had an energy about him, a compassion for EMS about him that to me was contagious. When he talked about what he was doing with the National Registry and the impact that it could have, you wanted to get involved after you talked to Rocco. And if I could talk to him today, I would just thank him for what he did back in those early years, the dedication he had to the National Registry.